Good evening, everybody. DJ Styles here, Custom Corpses. Okay, let me get my other thing fixed. Sorry, I'm just trying to. Let me get this on. Bear with me. Hurry up and wait. Hurry up and wait so I can see your comments. Oh boy, had a long weekend, a tough weekend. Bear with me, I'm still waiting on this thing to open up. You know what? Let me spray some cleaner on there. Let me spray some cleaner. See if that works. I need some towels. I need a towel. Bear with me. Need a paper towel. Oh yeah. Is Sue go to work yet? I'm back. And a paper towel. I'm cleaning my little tablet because I think that's what's causing this thing to not swipe. I don't know. What the hell do I know? Hey, it's opening up now. I don't know why this takes so long. Charged. Tablet is starting. About time. YouTube. Jesus. It takes so damn long setting this up. That's all right. I'm waiting for people to come on anyway. Gotta let it open. Well, this internet sucks. It's been bad for I don't even know how long. Maybe a month. Okay, there's one other thing I have to do, guys. I have to find my plug. Yeah, that's in here. Okay. I'm trying to remember where I put it because the battery will die. I had to take it with me to work. I'll be setting up my computer in a few minutes. Okay, there's 3 people on. Perfect. All right, guys, now. Go Dogs, what's up, you? DP24, sup? What's up, brother? I know this feeling. I'm taking my glasses off. So, I want to give you guys an update. And this is a big update, believe it or not. Probably wondering, how come I didn't silicone this yet? Okay. All right. Now, if you look at the sculpture, does it look any different than what it looked like yesterday or the day before? Does anything look different on the sculpture? My question. Does it look different to you? Does it look different? Now, I still got some work to do, and I'm going to explain everything in a minute. I need somebody to respond. Does this look different to you than what it did last week? On my last live, does it look any different? Waiting on a response. Need a response. I guess there's only one other person on with me. Okay. Well, here's what happened. Was it yesterday? It might have been yesterday. It was yesterday. Right before I went to work, I was looking at the sculpture and I couldn't figure out something just didn't jive with me. You know what I mean? When you're looking at it dead on, it looked perfect. But when you turned it and you looked at different angles, it did not look right. Now I'm going to explain to you. Angles are so important. And it's one of the things I'm a stickler about, but yet somehow, some way, I lost track of that when I was sculpting this, and I don't even know how or why. And here's what I'm going to show you. All right. When it comes to angles, all right, now this original peak cheek line, all right, because this is on a slant, all right, the face is leaning because the neck is cut in such a way where the neck is actually, if you had the mask on, the neck would be slanted. Like right now, it's just straight across, but if you had the mask on, it would be slanted like that when it's on your head. And that's why the head looks like it's leaning back, all right, because there's a taper in the cut on the neck down here, all right. So you see it looks like the head's leaning backwards, but if you tilt this forward, you know, you get the proper angle. So whenever I take a picture of this thing, all right, I take my camera and I make sure the outer edge is lined up even with the face. This way I know that when you look at the picture, it's going to look vertical. The mask is going to look vertical. And that's why I always look like it's a weird angle. All right, so with that being said, all right, I noticed something. Let's try and get this straight up and down. Now this is the angle of the face right here, right? This is the angle of the face right here. Now, in other words, if this was vertical, it would be like this. If it was the angle, the slant in the face is like that. Corner of the eye cut line up perfectly now. All right, with the proper angle. All right. The slant here has to match this slant, and this slant. They all work with each other. They're all the same pitch. They're all on the same pitch. All right, and that's real important when you're doing these sculptures. You have to get that right. Now this isn't smoothed out completely, and I still got to get some, the line, cuts in there perfect. But I did a lot of work. I also had to bump the lips out just a touch. The reason why is because the upper lip was not overhanging the lower lip. It's supposed to be overhanging it just a touch. This thing was literally flat, and it was sunk back, and the lower lip was sticking out further. So it didn't look. It looked great when you're looking at it straight on. What's happened in Asylum? Uh, yeah, I had to cut the eyes a little bit different, and I'll show you what I had to do. I learned this lesson in this process. Um, the eye cuts are the exact same. They're no different. But here's what I had to do. All right. All right. Now that's the lesson. The pitch has to be right in here. So what I noticed, and the same thing with the other side. All right. And I'll explain this side in a minute. All right. This side is no different. The outer, like if the pitch is, that's the pitch. All right. That outer cheek line comes, it matches right up here with this corner of this eye. All right, that's where that cheek line is. I may have gone a little too heavy to the outside. I have to bring it back to about here, but that's nothing. All I got to do is shave away here. That's it. But the pitch line is here, and I'm following the contour of the face. Look, if you look at the face, let me see if I can get it so we're perpendicular, or the pitch of the face. That's the angle of the pitch of the face. All right. You always, when I'm sculpting, you have to remember that I'm working on something that's got a natural pitch to it because of the slant that's cut into the neckline. All right. Now, I had to make that adjustment. I had to fix it because these cheek lines weren't cutting back far enough like this. They weren't cutting back. They were literally flat, and they were coming straight out almost like that. All right. Let me see if you can see. Hold on. The cheek was literally like this, flat out, literally flat across, straight across. If you follow this bar, it was sticking out about that far. I had to cut away so much of this cheek. It was out here like that, and then I cut it back. All right. To make the cheek line. Same thing with this side. All right. This peak here was literally out here. Now it's only like a ½ inch, but that ½ inch really changes the perspective because now the cheek, now this lines up even with the pitch. Let me see. Yeah. Even with the pitch, when it was out there, it was lined up right in here. All right. And it's wrong. So it made my face look very flat. It just, from different angles, the face looked flat. Now, the one thing I'll say is you guys can't see things in three-dimensional. You're seeing you're watching. No, I didn't make the eye cuts bigger. I'll show you what I did. I'll explain that in a second. Let me get to the problem with the pitching and getting the angles right. Now the angle is correct here, and you guys don't see in three-dimensional world. I'm looking at things in a three-dimensional world here, and you're not seeing these little imperfections that have to be right. The check mark cheek peak has to be even with the back side. Remember, the pitch is like this. That's like if this face was straight up and down, that peak would literally be even with the corner of the eye, straight up and down. All right. And that's how you have to constantly think so differently when you're working with something that's on a pitch like this. Everything's a little bit more difficult to sculpt. And sculpting is not easy. I don't care what anybody says. It is very difficult to do. And especially a Michael Myers mask. He is brutally hard. All right, now, as far as the eye cuts, let's explain what I did. All right. Now, on the wall, I have some pictures of the eye cuts. All right, and the eye cuts slant back a lot further this way. All right, I did take a little bit off of here, not a lot, right on this edge. All right, I'm going to say it was about that much. That's all there was. It was just that much. Can you see that, guys? Hold on, let me give you a better angle. I took off about that much on the eye cut. In other words, I went back further this way. All right, now, why the eye cut didn't change in size is because I shaved away this part. I shaved it down to bring it down further, so it's still lined up with this outer cut. I never touched the bottom. I only did the top part right here. All right, because the pitch wasn't right. It looked too rounded. It looked like it was bulging out just a little bit. Now, you may not have seen it on camera, but I could see it on different angles. It didn't look right. All right, so I cut this upper part. That's it. All right, then I shaved it down so it brought it into here, because when I cut that upper part, it left it sticking out about that far. It looked like it was like really big. Same thing on the other side. I had to shave this down so it was even with this eye cut. So this bottom eye cut was never changed. All right. So the upper eye cut is the exact same size, no different. Now I did dig out in here a little bit because prior to the cut I didn't know how far I had to shave back. So I needed to dig into here a little bit on both sides. In other words, I cut in this way and I shaved away some of the clay that was in this dead eye area. All right, so that's the only difference. There's nothing else that I changed. I mean, I did do a lot of changes. I had to, because it didn't look right. The angles were way off, and when this angle isn't right this way, it threw off the angle this way, because if it was like this, all right, and then this was like this, wait a minute, like that, and that, well, actually it still followed that angle, but you had to get that cheek line back, because you see the shadowing here? The end of that has to be even with the back end of the eye cut. That is important, because otherwise it literally looked like the face was flat up in here. It was just literally, it just didn't look right. It didn't look right, and I wasn't happy with it, and I'm not gonna spend all this money on silicone and spend all these, I mean 4 years trying to get to the point where I have a really beautiful sculpture and a beautiful mask. I don't like the way this looks. This looks a little, there you go. That's fixed. I must have banged it just a little bit. Anyway. So that's what I did. Yeah, they're really not changed. They are changed, but they're not any bigger. They're not any bigger because the lower part of this eye cut never changed. All I did was take away and change the pitch of the upper angle right here. And then what I did to correct my cutting to make sure that the eye cut didn't look too big is I scraped away in here, all right, until it met this lower eye cut. And then I knew that I had the exact same eye cut. There is no difference in eye cut at all. This here, it looks like it needs to be a little bit more smoothed out right in here. All right. But the eye cuts are dead on now, and the slant is correct. The slant this way, this eye slant was too far this way. All right. Let me get this so you can see. All right, the eye slant was like that before. Can you see that? Let me see if you can see it. My eye slant, if you look at this out, the edge closest to the eye cut, Just look at that, and that's about where it was. And it didn't look right when you looked at it from different angles. And I have the pictures on the wall here, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with this sculpture. There was something eating at me, and I couldn't figure it out. And I wasn't about to uh, put silicone all over this, $500 in silicone, if I didn't have it the way I wanted it. And I know it seems like I'm constantly at this, but every time I see something that I know that isn't right, I am definitely going to change it. I don't give a damn if it takes me another year to get this mask in production. I've already spent several $1,000s trying to produce this thing because I've siliconed it like 3 times. All right. And other projects, other things that went into it. So I've got quite a bit of money invested in this, and I'm not settling for less than perfect. And honestly, you guys are going to benefit, because when you do get this mask, it's going to be unbelievable. It's going to be really amazing, and it's going to be a nice mask to own. So that's basically it, guys. I only spent a day on this. I came home last night in the middle. I came home at 1 o'clock in the morning after work, and I worked on it for until 3 or 4 in the morning. And then today I worked on it all day today, and I got it back to where it needs to be with the right angles. I got little things I got to do to fix everything in here. Little bit too much protrusion here. Has to be smoothed out in the chin. The lips still have to be smooth. It's nothing but smoothing at this point. That's all I have left to do. I'll have this done in a couple days, and then I can silicone it with comfort, knowing that. Oh, and the other thing too, there's something that I didn't take notice until I saw the screen used mask, and I saw that with this check mark cheek going down, and then the peak being down here, and now lined up perfectly with the corner of the mouth, the corner of the eye. This dentation was literally like that. All right, it was actually like this. That dent was like literally riding right up against this eye cut. That's not the way that's supposed to be. That dent is supposed to follow almost. It's a little bit higher than that, but it's supposed to go close to where the ear is. All right, that's how that dent's supposed to follow. And then there's another little dent. You can't see it in the shadows here, but there's another little dent that's right underneath of it, right behind that big check mark. Now this isn't perfected yet. I still got to shape all that a little bit more. But once I have this down and I have it shaped correctly to the screen used mask, this is going to be spot on. And I think that it's going to be really close. And this will be a really nice. This is going to be nice. This is really going to be a nice mask. Anyway, what do you guys think? How much does what? All right, let me read your comments, guys. Asylum, we're going back up. Asylum Beyond. Wait, did you say you made the eye cuts bigger? No, I didn't make them bigger. I actually made them. They're still the same size. I just changed the pitch of them. Okay. My bad. I thought you said that you made the eye cuts bigger. No. And that's the little secret. That's the little secret with the eye cuts. If you leave the bottom eye cut, this here, and don't touch that at all. Don't touch it. And just work the upper eye cut, and then you just have to, like, when I cut that off, when I cut that slant off, it was protruding a little further out, so it looked like the eye cut was much bigger, and it didn't look like the shape was correct. So all I had to do was shave this down until it came into this lower eye cut perfectly. And that's how you do it. That's how you shape, that's how you get these eye cuts accurate. Once you have that lower cut, you'll pretty much have it spot on. Okay. My bad, the eye cuts are bigger. Okay, now I understand. You slightly changed the eye cuts. Yeah, I only changed the pitch. That's all I did. I changed the pitch, and the pitch is now correct. And how I can show you that is I'll just take the book out. Let me see, you got a perfect angle there. Yes, you got a perfect angle to show you this picture in the book, to show you what I'm talking about. This is a latex mask. Let me find the picture. This is a latex copy of this mask. Come on, where the hell is that? Where did you go? Okay, here you go. God damn, I'm gonna break my neck, I know it. I got cords laying across. All right, let me do this. Let me try to put this. I want you to take notice to this picture right here. All right, now let me try to adjust it so you can see that picture and see the eye. Let me lower it. You see how the pitch is correct on the eye cut? That is the secret, baby. Is getting that pitch right. The pitch is dead on. I can see that. I can zoom into that, and I still got to cut into that eye cut just a little bit. I got to make it a little bit more rounder right into the eye. Or I got to stick a little clay on it to bulge it out just a slight bit. But, okay. How much does my sculpt, all right, now, custom, of course, very careful with the eye cuts, because you take away too much, you can accidentally make the eye cuts bigger. Well, no, that's how you avoid making the eye cuts. Now, I got one question asking how much this costs. I can't actually state that on here. Anyway, I just explained how you avoid making your eye cuts bigger. And that's by keeping your original eye cuts on the lower part the same. When you make the pitch correct, you're going to bring it in, you're going to cut that pitch away and get that pitch correct, and then just keep following that contour of that eye cut, and then just you got to shave it, you got to smooth it down, shave away some of the eye cut to bring it into that lower eye cut. That's how you avoid it. Now, how much does it cost? Now, the question I have for you is Sorso. I don't know how the Cubs. I'm going to call you Sorso. That's all I'm going to say. Calling you Sorso. Sorso. You got to be a little clearer on what you're asking there. How much does what cost? This as a mask? Well, this isn't in production yet. This will be made into a mask in the next couple of weeks. And then it'll be going on eBay under custom corpses. And this is the FB or V2 FB78 by Custom Corpses. It's right on the back of the mask. Now this is going to be underneath the hair. You won't see that. But this is the version. It's the version 2 of the FB78. And that stands for flashback mask, FB. This is the V2 FB78 by Custom Corpses. And you'll see it on eBay first. And then as I, because I'm making I'm making a silicone master, then I'm going to make a I'm making resin molds, and this book is so helpful. This book is amazing. You guys have to get this. If you don't have it, you can get it on Amazon. It's called Halloween, the official making of Halloween, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. It's that trilogy. The book's on everything. It has the pictures of the mask. It has pictures of, the sculpture. It has pictures of all the masks, to tell you the truth. So I use this for reference a lot. A lot. So, that being said, guys, I wanted to make this a short video because I'm not really working on this now. I've been working on it all day. And I want to take the time to do some interesting perspectives. Look how good that looks, guys. Looking down on it. Looking down on that, man, it looks really good. Now my reference shots, you see I have the picture right up here of that one that's in the book. And that's how I made sure that slant is right. Notice these shots. All right, you see how like the check marks coming back and it's down right underneath the corner of the eye like that? All right, and then this check part goes out, lined up right above the ear. It goes out. That's what mine was lacking, was it had so many different issues, but I couldn't see it. For some reason, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hold your horses. You're jumping the gun on siliconing this thing, because once I saw that my alignment wasn't right, it didn't look right. Didn't look right. I've got a lot of pictures on the wall for reference, and I don't copy anybody else's mask. I had somebody say that or he didn't say it, but maybe he thought that I was using this other person's mask for reference. No, I stick to the screen used mask. I'm trying to replicate the screen used mask. I am not trying to copy anybody's artwork. That is not what I'm doing. Although, where we differed, I saw this person's sculpture, and I actually think it's pretty accurate. Now, there's some things that are wrong, that aren't correct. I'm not pointing them out because that's not my job. I'm not saying whose mask it is. But there are a few things that I found that I would change. But once again, it's also perspective on who's doing the mask. It's the difference between mine and his. Or we're trying to replicate the actual screen used mask, which is very difficult to do. Very difficult. Eddie Julian, oh wow, you got the book. Cool, man. Yeah, that is definitely the hero. You got to read the book. The book tells you that's actually a picture of the latex blank. Uh, their latex pulls, and they used that was what they painted right there. That was the mask that they painted. Christopher Nelson actually put that up. Now here's the thing: when you take a photo, all right, the photo, just depending on how close you are, or how they look like professional photos. How accurate the actual size of that picture, it just depends on how they take the picture. Um, Also, you have to remember sometimes they stuff these masks, and it can actually alter the way the mask looks. They stuff it to make it look like somebody's wearing the mask. You know, so you don't know exactly how the sculpture looks because they don't. There's a picture of the sculpture. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to take this off the stand and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, you see this picture up here? Hold on. All right. You know what I use that picture for? I only use that picture for? To get the shape of the lips right. The concave inside the chin and the lips and the way this area here. That's the only thing I use it for. And I'll tell you why I don't use that picture for anything else. Is because they took a really close shot of this sculpture. And it was done on purpose. If you take your camera and you, like if I go into this now, right? If I zoom out of this, let me show you something. All right. Now, if I'm far away, you see the actual shape of the head. All right. I come closer. Look how narrow and distorted the face gets. You see how way off that looks? Well, they did just this with this sculpture, with that sculpture. Let me try to get the exact same angle. That's what they did when they took that photograph up there. They took a picture like this. And you see how distorted that looks? And as soon as you back off, look how much better that looks. Zoomed in. Now I'm not zooming the camera. I'm just moving the camera real close to the. I'm about 1.5 feet away from the sculpture, and it distorts the face so much. But it's good enough to see the detail in the lips. Now I'm still working on my lips and lower lip, but these are the issues of taking video of like, you know, when I see a picture, I can tell instantly that it's not a good picture to use because I can tell that they either took the shot too close to it to distort it on purpose so people can't copy or, you know, make an accurate rendition of the sculpture. Believe me, it's calculated. Now, I'm going to show you this other picture that I enhanced to show the shadows a little more and then show the details. Now this was the screen used mask here, and you're seeing a perfect profile of it. And then see what I did is I highlighted it more. Now it's a grainy picture, yeah, but I can see all the edges. But this picture was taken, the camera was down around his chest level, maybe even lower. And that's why it's important to get the same picture angles. I have a couple pictures that I took and I use that for reference. And I always try to remember that that picture was taken at chest level and looking kind of upward at the face. Yes. Yeah. So there's always like camera angles are so important, guys. And that's why I don't even like people taking pictures of like I'll ask somebody, "Hey man, take a picture of that, but I need a specific angle, and it has to be dead on to replicate." Like if I take this picture of this, I'm going to show you. All right, all right. Now, if I want that picture to look like this, all right, so I can see the details in that picture. I have to take that shot literally down here like that. Maybe even lower. About there. Nope, not quite there. About there. That's the angle because I can see the other peak of the peak of the lip still, and I can see the detail. Now, if you look, that's just about there. Now, if you look at that picture, see what I mean? Camera angle is so important, man. Okay, hold on now. Let me zoom out, put this thing back on the stand, and we'll chat a little bit longer, and then I'm going to jump off of here because I have to set up my computer. My computer, knock it off. What is up? Yeah, I'm still too close to it. If I back up. Back up, you can see it better. You see the actual. Now it's leaning a little bit. Too far. Just trying to give you a good angle. That should do it. All right, let me read these comments. Okay, custom corpses. Be very careful with the eye cuts because if you take away too much, you can accidentally make the eye cuts bigger. Yeah, well, they're not bigger. All right, we've resolved that. How much does it cost? Okay, Sorso, clarify what you mean. How much does it cost? Because I can't really I can't really tell you how much this mask is going to cost. We're going to test market on eBay, um, probably in a month and a half, about a month and a half from now, before it's available. Uh, yeah, well, it's on the. I'm sorry, Asylum. I don't think the picture of the 3 flashback mask blank is the hero version. It may or may not be. I mean, it's they're all the same. You can see that they're dead on. Um, it could be a difference in the way they painted it, you know, to decipher whether or not it was the hero mask. But it is the blank. It's coming from a sculpture. It's not any different than the mask that they used because it is from that sculpture. And I also found out that they used the 2018 H40 mask and retooled it to make it look like the flashback mask. So that explains to me. Now I have a now it's in bad condition. What else is new because of this? I have the try to get in camera. I have this mask, and I can already tell you that they definitely use this because I can see the shape of this lip, the depth of the cheeks are right, everything's right on the money. It's definitely the sculpture that they used to make this flashback. Now they've changed some things, I think, in the lips, but the shape of them are there. The shape is there. Um, and they just cleaned them up and made it look a lot less old. Boy, that mask is in bad shape. I don't know what latex they used, but man, it was garbage. Um, well, first of all, Asylum, if I went to a convention and saw that screen used mask, I can guarantee you they're not going to let me take a ton of pictures of it from all different angles. They will not let you do that. And even if it was my own private collection and I didn't post it on Facebook or any of those places, um, he would not let people take pictures of that mask. Christopher Nelson won't let you do it. And even if you do it, it's from a distance, and you're only allowed probably one picture of it. It's he knows because he's a sculptor. He knows what I need to replicate that mask perfectly. He knows exactly what I need as far as pictures go. Well, that's funny. When I watched what's his name, um, what was it? Thing with Two Heads. I don't know which episode it was, but Thing with Two Heads. He mentioned that he wanted that sculpture. He wanted the flashback to resemble the 2018. So he did use the 2018 as reference because he needed that to tie. He needed all three of those four masks. What? How many masks were there? 2018. Yeah, kills and ends and flashback. So all four of those masks had to have some resemblance to each other. He could not make a Captain Kirk mask to look exactly like a Captain Kirk because if he had done that, it would not have looked like the 2018. It would not have looked like the kills or the ends, even though all those masks they look quite a bit different. I mean, I have them all, so there are some serious differences to them, but they capture that same look. They really do. They all have that look, and but he needed that flashback to resemble. Yeah, I know he keeps saying it, but he doesn't do it. And I don't know that maybe Christopher Nelson is trying to keep him from doing it. Maybe he's trying to tell him, "Nah, don't do that, don't do that." And who knows? He says he's going to show it off. He don't have it haired. He doesn't have it. He only has it in white. It's a literally pure white. No shadowing, no aging to it. It's a cool looking mask. Um, but yeah. Now, is my sculpture dead on to the original to the flashback mask? It's as close as I can almost get it. I don't know how perfect it is. I know that when I look at the profile and I took the same picture of this profile of that one that's on the wall where it's the profile of the mask, it's literally really one for one. It looks so close from this little mark here to how far out the upper lip sticks out just a little bit further than the lower lip. The shape of it from the chin to the underneath the nose, this area here is spot on. It's so close you can't. It'd be really difficult to tell the difference. You know, trying to show you that perspective. But see, once again, you're above the head. The camera is way above the head, so you're not going to see that same perspective as that picture that's chest level. The camera was looking up at that face when they took that picture. It was a low profile shot. I am when I get this done, it's going to be to my liking. I'm done trying to please everybody. You know, because there's been a couple other people that are like, "Oh man, you changed it. It's a mess now. It don't look good." No, it does look good. Its perspective is right. You have to have those. You have to have those cheek lines in line. They have to be where they're supposed to be. They can't be out front. The face can't look flat. I don't care how good a mask looks when you're looking at it dead on. Now, when you look at this thing dead on, it looks the same as it did, just a little bit of change, but not it. Yeah, I haven't drastically changed this by a lot at all. Um, I have no idea what I said. Rhymes. I'm not even sure what I said. But anyway, yeah, I definitely am. I'm done with trying to uh, please everybody. And the other thing I might start doing too, guys, I hate to say this, but I might be going and starting to do shorts and just showing you my work as I'm doing it, doing these live things. It slows me down a lot. It really does. That's why I chose not to go on today and and do all these changes, uh, because I don't want this chaotic. You have to always remember, you're seeing things in two dimensions, and that is definitely not the way to approach any sculpture. You cannot look at a sculpture and go, "Oh yeah, well you got to change this or you got to change that." No, you don't. No, no, because when I change something like a slant like that, it changes every angle of the look, and you have to know how to fix it. And I did accomplish that, but the pitch is right now, so I don't have that weird. Uh, it just doesn't look as weird as it once did. Um, it just didn't look right. It didn't look like right from certain angles. Now on camera, it looked great on every angle. It did. It did look good on just about every angle. But when I'm looking at it physically from every angle, down, up, you know, I'm looking at it from every possible angle. Under it, I held it in my hand, looking upward. You know, there's just things that didn't look right. Um, so, so I might be doing shorts, guys. I might be going into the short business. We're doing all the shorts, you know, just to show progress. I'm not spending hours and hours. I'm not trying to make money on YouTube anymore. It's a waste of time. I think what it is this is such a small niche of people that are interested in sculpting and interested in doing stuff like this. Um, it's just not feasible to spend hours and hours on YouTube. And I don't edit video. I don't have time for that. I don't. I just don't care. I don't. You know. I just don't care, and I definitely don't want to do editing. I don't have time for it. So you either sculpt. I'm DJing. I got things I'm doing. I got a family that still depend on me. I'm 62 years old. I'm semi-retired, and I'm working harder now than I ever did. And I just don't need all that stress. So trying to make my YouTube channel into something that it's never going to happen, because YouTube, it's a fine line. Not many people, I would say not enough people, uh, will really grow this channel. It's just not enough people that will grow this channel. I think I'm up to 1,000. I'm over 1,000 subscribers, but and I've been ready to monetize. You know, it says I'm ready for monetization. I just don't bother. I just don't bother. Um, the other thing too, people don't understand with YouTube is you can accidentally have something go viral, and that's not a good thing, because if something goes viral and you say you make like $20,000 on something that had like 10 million views or 100 million views, whatever. All right, something went completely viral on you. Well, I got news for you. Uncle Sam bases your tax on that one little video that went viral for the entire year. So you're going to be paying an extremely high tax bracket for that year, showing that income. And yes, you do have to show that because you're just not going to avoid that kind of money. There's no way you can hide something like that. So, your revenue, your tax revenue, you're just all of a sudden you're being put way up into the next tax bracket, and then the next year, you don't have anything that takes off like that. Now they put you in this high tax bracket, and you don't have the income to prove, show for it. I don't know how that works exactly, how they can take money from something you didn't earn, but I don't like the idea of being put into a high tax bracket, all because of one stupid video going viral. And some of the viral videos are the dumbest things I've ever seen. So anyway, guys, there's 6 people watching. This is the almost completed, finally, Custom Corpses V2 FB78. I spent all day on this and a good portion of the middle of the night last night working on this to get it looking good, so we can. I didn't want to spend 3 weeks trying to get this fixed. Now I wanted to get it done as fast as possible. Now I'm not done yet. I still got some work to do on the lips. They're still rough. No, I haven't seen it. I don't watch movies. I really don't watch. I watch a lot of old TV shows. I don't watch a lot of new stuff. I really don't get into it. I don't like the actors today. I think they suck. Bottom line. I don't like the writers. The writers suck. Hollywood has lost its edge, and I'll tell you why. It's become a corporation and no longer based off of talent. And I'll take you back. When I was growing up in the 60s and 70s, a lot of your top actors could sing, they could dance, they can act, they can do it all. All right, play an instrument, most of them could. It was like they had to train so much differently today than what they used to back in the day. It's just so different, and they're not well trained. They're not trained well. It's a corporation is what it is now, and now it's no longer based on talent. You don't see any really funny writing anymore. It's just hit the applause button, hit the applause button, and stuff's not even funny. It's not even funny. A comedy today is flat out dumb to me. It's just really stupid. You want to see an old funny situation comedy? Watch Three's Company. To me, that was amazing writing. And they stayed on for 8 years. How they kept it fresh, I have no clue. But the actors were good. They were hysterical. Three's Company. I watch that all the time. I still watch that because it was a riot. And you watch like Sanford and Son, that kind of got old. Some of that stuff. Some of it, there's very few episodes that I found really funny, and then the rest of them were kind of like, eh. But you want to know my humor, where I come from? Watch Three's Company, and I like situation comedy. Something that actually can happen. That's why they call it situational comedy. Now, when it comes to movies, going back into the 90s, Lethal Weapon, they were funny. That was a funny combination of those two working together, Danny Glover and Mel Gibson, and it was funny. It was a lot of good lines in that movie, a lot of funny stuff. But they don't write like that anymore. Stuff today sucks. Even the Michael Myers movies, I thought the writing was terrible. I thought they were, almost pushing the edge of political nonsense with the riots. Oh. Although, in 1981, the original Halloween uh, part two, there was a group of people out front of the Michael Myers house throwing rocks through the window and stuff like that. Well, to me, that makes more sense. Not riots in the streets, you know, and it's just the way we live today. Just nuts. But you know, I'm not saying there's not a realism to it because of all the bullshit we just watched over the last couple of years, several years, um, with all the rioting and the burning of the buildings and burning of the cities and all that nonsense. I'm sorry if you're for that. You know, it's not a good thing. Anyway, yeah. So you know, we get political. Um, you guys pretty much know where I stand, and I like what's going on right now. Let's just say that I really like what's going on because they're exposing a lot, and that's as far as I'm going to say. I'm not going to say who, what, where, when. You can figure out what I mean. They're exposing everything they're doing, and they're caught. Of course, they want to change. They want to change everything because he's the enemy. He's Hitler. Bullshit. Bullshit. Nope. He's just exposing their corruption. And if anybody can't see that now, there's no hope for you. Now, I'm 62 years old. I lived a long time. I've seen a lot of good things and bad things. And I'm telling you right now, what's been going on hasn't just started since he's been in there. This has been going on for decades. All right, enough politicals, enough politics. Let's get back to mask making. So anyway, this is going to be the FB78 V2 version 2 of the FB78. Yeah, I think I'm not the only one that believes this anymore. They're really seeing things. People are waking up on all sides, and they're going, "Oh my God, I can't believe they're doing this," you know. And yeah, they've been doing it, you know, been doing it for a long time, and I've known it. Just you're afraid to say anything. You're afraid to, you know, comment about it. You know, shut you down, even though that we have a Second Amendment right, First Amendment right. I mean, freedom of speech, First Amendment. You know, you can't infringe on that. It's exactly what it says. Cannot be infringed on. That means nothing. They can't. They're not supposed to take down comments unless they're really harsh and nasty, and you're slandering somebody or something like that. There has to be a reason. They can't take your opinion down just on an opinion. It's not slanderous or, you know, that's bullshit. It's freedom of speech. You know, I've seen things be taken down that it wasn't even a comment. It was more of a question. You know, so if you're asking a question, why is that being taken down? You know, yeah, it's just it is what it is. I don't. That's one of the reasons why I'm not messing with YouTube as far as making my channel grow or anything. I could care less. I'm going to do Michael Myers videos, little clips, shorts, and I'll make them go viral. I'm going to do them on Facebook, and I'm also going to do them once I get the mask made, and I'm going to get an actor that can actually act. No, Bo Norton, how you doing tonight, buddy? Thank you, Eddie. I'm trying. I'm trying to get this perfect. So, Bo, Trick or Treat Studios, Michael Myers figures at Walmart? No way. Oh, I got to go there and get that. How much is it? What's the pocket money they want from it? I'm really surprised to see Trick or Treat Studios being sold in Walmart. Then again, can't rely on like just online alone. Trick or Treat Studio is a big company. They just got to come up with better latex for their masks. I mean, the mask. I mean, maybe they've changed since then, but that 2018 mask, man, that's as hard as a rock. I can't even. Yeah, if I put that on, it'll turn into dust. Asylum Beyond the Dead. No way. Yeah, yeah. You're saying the same thing I'm saying. Trick or Treat Studios, Michael Myers figure at Walmart. Damn, I'm jumping on that. I'll go there tomorrow. Damn right. See if there's any in stock. Is it? I guess it's in the toy department. Bo. It's in the DVD section. Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to get me one of them. Hopefully it's not sold out already. When did they come out with this? Oh, when did they come out with it? When did they start selling that? Or when did you find out? Yeah, I want to. That's what I want. The Halloween 2 figure. You're right, Asylum. Man, that's a badass. That's badass. That one. I want the thing. It's got the hands. It's got the pumpkin. And the sculpt's really nice. I actually like the Trick or Treat Studios better than that other company. What's the name of the other company that has the sculpture now? The other company has better hair, and it has better what do you call it? It has better the coveralls. The coveralls are better. Trick or Treat Studios is kind of, but I have a little trick to weather those coveralls to make them look a lot better. So you got to make them look worn out. And I will do that when I get my figure. And now if it's is it a Halloween 2, Halloween 1, 78? Which one do they carry at Walmart, Bo? Which one do they have there? Well, if you're going to come all the way up to South Jersey to get it, then good luck, Asylum. Uh, Beginning of March. Wow, okay. It's on the Bloody Disgusting shelves. I'm going to definitely get into that. Can't wait to see what else they have. They have other figures too? Do they have other figures? Nika, yeah, Nika. They have their clothing for their Myers is better. Um, but the sculpts, I don't like the sculpts. I don't like the sculptures. I think the sculpts aren't as nice. Um, I know a little trick. Like, I'm trying to remember. Does it have plastic hair on the Trick or Treats? Trick or Treats has plastic hair. What you can do is you take your fiber, your fiber hair, and you can glue it right and follow the exact pattern of the what do you call it? The plastic head sculpt. I know a little trick to do it. Okay. Yeah. Well, I knew there was something wrong I didn't like about them. I like the cloth. I like the cloth. I like the cloth. Trick or Treat Studios. Their sculpture is good too. Ah, oh, sorry, I got the yawns. Clowns from Outer Space, really, man. Oh, I gotta get them. Do they have the whole series, or is it just one clown? Do they have all the clowns? Because if they're carrying them, I'm gonna order it. If they don't have any in stock, I'm gonna order it. So I hate ordering things because you don't know what kind of condition it's going to be when it gets to you. You know, it's really nice when you can go to a store and actually look at something and say, wow, yeah, okay, that looks good. Let me get that one. I want to hand select my things. I'm just playing around with a ball of clay in my hand. Oh, I'm going to wait till tomorrow to set up my computer. I feel like messing with it. I spent all day sculpting and now I'm kind of like burnt out. I'm burnt. All the clowns, man. I got to get that. Are they 12-inch dials? 6 scale? The 6 scale, which is 12 inches. Um, or is it small? I'm trying to remember. Is it the 12 scale? 12 scale would be a 6-inch dial. The 6 scale is a 12-inch dial. And the higher the number, the smaller the dial. Yeah, they're pretty big. Not sure. Pretty big. Okay, they're 12-inch then, because that's usually what they come at. The 6 scale. Yeah, I'm going to be making. I got a little surprise, guys, coming up, but I don't want to. I don't want to share that publicly until I get one done, and they're going to be really cool. Especially if you like feeding birds, it's going to be really cool. I can sit and relax in the summertime and, you know, watch them birds all day feeding. Really fun. But I haven't been able to actually relax in a while because I'm so busy working. Work, 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 work. The wife, it's a love-hate relationship with the wife when it comes to the work, work, work. One hand she wants me to work my ass off. The other hand she's like, well, you don't ever have time for me. Oh man, you don't ever have time for me. Can't win. Can't win. You can forget about that. What's up, Jason 777? All right, you want to take a better look at the sculpture? Here we go. Oh, we can make that happen. You got two of them suckers. Now I'm still refining this a little bit, guys. I'm still working on this Jason. I'm still working on this a bit more. It's still not perfect. Still got work to do in this lower chin area. I got to refine these cheek lines a little bit better. It's still got to be smoothed out quite a bit. I can see some lines in here. It's all got to be smoothed out. If I don't luck out and get to Michael Myers, let me know. I got two. I will definitely be asking. You're getting a mask, by the way. You know that already, right? I didn't. Asylum and you, and there's one other guy gets a mask because of all your help over these years. But on the flip side of things, when I go live, I'm not going to do live sculpting anymore. I'm just going to show what I've been doing, sit and chat, that kind of thing, and look at the results. But I'm going to be doing shorts once the mask is done. I got a buddy of mine that's a filmmaker, and we're going to do real short clips of somebody dressed up in this mask and stalking somebody, something cool. Uh, he'll write it. He's a writer, film. I mean, he does big movies. He don't do small movies either. That's just to say he saw this and he's like, oh man, you give me a mask and I'll hook you up with all kinds of movies. We'll do short clips. I said, yeah, that'd be great. So he's getting a mask and he's going to make me a bunch of short movies, real short clips, and maybe a scare prank type of clip. Watch people fall on their ass. But you got to be good. There's so many of those out there, but they're fun. I watched the Bushman, Texas Bushman. Look him up, Texas Bushman. He does the best. He's the best one out there doing the scare prank with the bush. He's got and then there's the scary snowman. I like watching him, but he hasn't really done anything new. It's funny, right where I live, about 6 miles away, that scary snowman got knocked out right on the boardwalk. If you look up that one, he scared some guy and his kid, and that guy turned around and bang, nailed him, man, knocked him right out. And he says it, he got knocked out on the boardwalk. And that's my hometown, man. Wildwood Boardwalk. Leave it to it. That was definitely somebody from probably South Philly, and knocked that guy's ass out for scaring his kid. That's funny. It's the only time he ever got knocked out. The only time he ever got hit, punched him, literally knocked him so hard, knocked him right over, and knocked him out. So, anyway. Funny stuff. Smoothing out a ball of clay in my hand. No particular shape. Don't feel like sculpting. I've been doing that for too long. Alright guys, I'm going to call it a night because I'm starving. I've got to eat something. What I'm going to eat, I have no idea. I just want to keep it simple. And I don't eat during the day at all. I only eat one meal a day. That's it. But I'm going to end this video. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on what I've been doing with the sculpture and why I had to make the changes I made. But I had to. It didn't look right. From different angles, did not look right. But now it'll be on the money. This thing's going to look really good when I get it finished. Yes, sir. We're going to have ourselves a nice mask. It's going to be a nice mask. I'm looking forward to getting it done. I'm not messing with this again until tomorrow. I am done. But like I said, I'm not doing anything live anymore. It's too damn difficult to do the live stuff. You can't really, as much as you guys want to say, it looks perfect that way, but you can have a dead-on shot, not it look perfect, and then yet it not be accurate. And that's exactly what I'm talking about, having the pitches wrong. When you see that dead on, you can't tell what that pitch is. You can't tell. You can't tell how far back that goes. Can't tell. Uh-uh. I also noticed I have to dig out more this way. I definitely have to dig in more because it's too, it's not vertical enough. Like this is more vertical. This dugout here, more vertical. This needs to be more vertical now. But I'm not doing it tonight. I've got the yawns. I'm starving. I'm irritable. But I wanted to update you guys on what I'm doing and why it's taking so damn long. Well, when I noticed that, it had to be fixed. It had to be fixed. Anyway, I'm jumping. I'm bumping off of here, man, because I have got to get my food in me. I don't want to get shocked. Every damn time I touch the phone, I get shocked. But there it is, guys. This is it. These are the changes. You watch this video from the beginning, you'll understand what I've done and why I did it. Like if you look at that picture there, hold on. Oh, what do I? You look at that one right there, and look at the eye slant. Look at that eye cut slant. And it matches. I wish I can get the picture in the same frame, but it matches. There's just a couple things I have to do to the outer edge of the ear, but the slant's on the money. All right, that's enough of this jittery stuff. But I'm going to say goodnight. I'll see you on the next video. And if you watch this from the beginning, you will see what I've done to make the changes.